Like and subscribe right now, or you're gonna have terrible luck for the next week.
For some reason, your usual pets like dogs and cats don't seem to appeal to some people. That's why you hear of the term exotic pet, which basically refers to a wild animal that someone keeps at home. Not all exotic pets are dangerous, but some have such a fearsome reputation that it's hard to imagine being around them for any amount of time. From big cats to venomous snakes, here are 10 scariest pets people actually own. Number 10. Crocodile Monitor. The Crocodile Monitor is among the largest lizards in the world, growing to lengths of up to 8 feet, thanks to the exceptionally long tail. In fact, some of these monitors have been known to grow longer than the mighty Komodo dragon, another massive lizard species. The major difference is usually on body mass, as Komodo dragons are several times heavier than crocodile monitors. As a tree-dwelling reptile, the long tail provides the much-needed counterbalance as the monitor leaps across branches. While these guys are mainly hunted for meat and skin, quite a few people keep them as pets, which is quite a risky undertaking. Their strong jaws and sharp serrated teeth can inflict less than ideal flesh wounds, even as juveniles. But it's not just the wounds that are the problem here. The saliva is loaded with bacteria that induce shock and non-stop bleeding in prey. The effects are pretty much the same in human beings, but there's an extra risk of an infection that, if not treated, can lead to death. These lizards are also aggressive and highly unpredictable, so there's no telling when they'll decide to launch themselves at you. Number 9. Emperor Scorpion. Well, an emperor scorpion isn't much of a threat compared to the crocodile monitor, but it can be dreadful for anyone with a phobia of creepy crawlies. The emperor scorpion is one of the most preferred scorpion species, especially among beginner arachnid and insect enthusiasts. That's because it's generally simple to care for, but most importantly, it's not as aggressive as most scorpion species. But that doesn't mean emperors are completely harmless. Just like any scorpion out there, they don't hesitate to use their stinging parts when they feel threatened. These things, though they don't have far-reaching consequences except for excruciating pain for most people, which usually goes away without medical intervention. In rare cases, allergic reactions to the venom could occur, which then necessitates a visit to the ER. That's why it's always a good idea to avoid handling a scorpion as much as possible. On top of being potentially dangerous, it also stresses the animal. Number 8. Alligators. According to National Geographic, there are about 1 million wild alligators, which is pretty impressive for a species that was once on the verge of extinction. Much of this rebound is thanks to stringent state and federal laws, and the fall in the demand for products from the animal's skin. As a pet, an alligator has a lot going for it in case of a physical altercation with the owner. For starters, it's one of the biggest reptiles on the planet, averaging up to 15 feet in length and can weigh as much as 1,000 pounds. That massive size comes with an equally massive amount of strength that's just too much for an average adult human being. That aside, gators also have an extremely powerful bite, which, of course, is bad news for anyone on the receiving end. They are also known for the death roll, where they basically spin and thrash in an attempt to tear off flesh from prey. For a human being, that could mean a severed limb. But the good thing is, any adult human can hold the gator's mouth shut, since the muscles for opening the jaws are quite weak. That's because these jaws are specially adapted to biting and gripping. Number 7. Big cats. Leopards, lions, tigers, jaguars, and mountain lions are some of the most coveted exotic pets. Owning them needs a good amount of work though, and that's not just about feeding or taking care of them. The big cats need serious training right from the time they're born to assimilate better with their human companions. Even then, they'll usually have 1 or 2 people with whom they can have a safe interaction. Any other new guy close by runs the risk of getting torn into pieces. That's why most big cat pets are usually caged, just to keep everyone involved safe. Being afraid of big cats is understandable. They're some of the most successful hunters in nature thanks to a combination of several physical attributes, namely strong jaws, immense muscle power, and sharp claws. While all big cats are dangerous, some pose more risk given their temperament and slightly superior qualities. For instance, most people avoid leopards because they don't respond very well to human interaction. As a matter of fact, a good deal of pet big cats are comprised of either lions or tigers. Apparently, these two species tend to be a little more receptive to training and have no problem following a human lead. Number 6. Bears. Bears are just as fearsome as the big cats, mainly because of their huge size, unpredictable nature, and a battery of sharp, non-retractable nails. So just like the lions and tigers, it's usually best to keep the bears behind a cage for everyone's safety. Almost all bears have large, powerful jaws, strong enough to crush bones. Claws, on the other hand, depend on both the environment and species. For instance, a grizzly's claws are long and straight, perfect qualities for digging up stuff. Black bears, on the other hand, need something to use on tree bark, which is why theirs are strong and curved, while the polar bear's claws are thick and sharp to better handle the slippery skins of seals. With that being said, most bears are actually not that aggressive. In the wild, they'll avoid any human contact and only lash out when startled and when they need to defend their cubs or food. But some species like the American black bear and polar bear have been reported to actively hunt humans, especially when they're starving. This is an instinct that can kick in real fast for captive bears that aren't well fed. Number 5. Snakes. Snakes are some of the most common reptiles that are kept as pets, which makes no sense to some people. How can anyone stand being close to these villainous creatures? Of course, not every pet snake is poisonous or big enough to cause considerable harm in case of an attack. According to National Geographic, there are over 3,000 known species of snakes, with 600 of them being venomous. Out of all these species, just 200 pose any significant danger to humans. But it's still interesting to note that not every snake enthusiast keeps the chill ones. The black mamba, king cobra, and pythons, among others, are quite common possessions despite being among the most dangerous of snakes. Of course, an owner will have to be extremely careful not to let the serpents wander from their designated cages, at least for the venomous and dangerous ones. The more timid ones usually hang out with their owners and can even develop an attachment just like any other pet animal. Number 4. Hippos. Hippos are some of the biggest mammals, with the males averaging a little over 3,300 pounds. While they can comfortably walk on land, they spend most of their time, up to 16 hours in fact, in the water, generally to just relax and cool off their massive bodies. Besides the size, hippos are also known for their extreme aggression in and out of the water, going as far as attacking boats. Fatalities are of course to be expected in hippo attacks. According to National Geographic, at least 500 people are killed every year in Africa by hippos, making the animal the deadliest mammal on the planet. Despite that title, a few still consider and keep these animals as pets, which obviously isn't a good idea, and some owners have found this out the hard way. In 2011, Humphrey the hippo mauled his 40-year-old owner to death, even after the two had stayed together for 6 years. Rescued from floodwaters, Humphrey had grown into a 1.2-ton behemoth that could kill at any time. This had been pretty evident prior to the incident, as he had maimed a few animals on his owner's farm. Number 3. Chimpanzees. Chimps have been victims of the illegal pet trade for a long time now, with traffickers targeting the young ones since they are easier to capture. A young chimp is defenseless, a bit needy, and generally enjoys human company. But this changes quickly as the animal grows into an adult. At 5 years, most chimpanzees are way stronger than most adult humans, despite being significantly smaller. The maturity also brings about a change in temperament, making the animal even more challenging to handle. They'll disregard any training and start demanding more stimulation than the owner can provide. At this point, they become quite aggressive and might even attack, usually targeting the face, feet, hands, and even the genitals.
Now it's time for today's best pick.
Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber, so if you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it in a future video. Number 2. Hyenas. Hyenas aren't that common as pets, but they're a beloved choice for animal companions to one nomad community near Nigeria's capital of Abuja. The community members believe that they are spiritually connected to the animals, so having the hyenas under their wing is only natural. Besides the hyenas, the community also keeps baboons and a host of poisonous snakes that they travel with to perform in circus-like shows. The animals are captured when they're young, basically snatched from their moms and integrated into the routine as they grow older. So by the time the hyena, baboon, or snake matures, it'll be tame, hence easy to control. The children undergo pretty much the same training as the animals. They are introduced to the unusual pets early on and even fed strange potions meant to improve their success with the wild animals.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it, it really works.
Number 1. Tarantulas. Tarantulas are some of the most beloved arachnids, possibly because of their larger than average sizes. But to people with arachnophobia, it's these sizes that are an absolute nightmare. How big are tarantulas though? Well, it depends on the species. A little over 1,000 individual species are known to scientists, all with a range of sizes. It's only that the bigger ones tend to get all the attention. The biggest of all is the Goliath bird eater, which can grow to a leg span of up to 12 inches, which is big enough to prey on birds. While the size might be scary, tarantulas don't pose much risk to humans. They do have venom, but it's too weak, so their bites are just that. Bites. Most tarantulas don't always have to resort to biting though. They're covered with specialized irritant or trachating hairs that can have some serious consequences if they land in the eyes. Thanks for sticking with me till the end. Like the video if you do, and leave a comment. Also make sure to hit subscribe as well as the notification bell. That way, you'll get notified every time we upload new and amazing content just like this. Again, thanks for watching and see you on the next video.